gather around, this won't take long. Talking Home Improvement's the name of this song. Do it yourself. Many a try. Soon as the ink on the deed is dry, we can't wait. Catastrophic carpentry is what I call it. It's when you learn that wood is sold by the foot, ends up costing an arm and a leg. My name's Jim. This is Jimified. Welcome. This is my first YouTube video, and I'm going to be covering an easy do-it-yourself hot wire for cutting foam. And I have a number of foam boxes here that I've saved over the years because my wonderful wife has some Nutrisystem food delivered to us in these foam insulated containers, and I could not see the purpose of throwing out these containers, so I have a pile of them all over. And now I have use for them. I have a garage with a 2x6 construction, and I also have a bit of Owens Corning fiberglass insulation, which is made for 2x4 inches, 2x4 studs. So I have an extra 2-inch gap to fill, and that's what I thought I'd use this, cut these styrofoam into 2-inch slices and use that to fill in the void between my studs. So a hot wire is what's used for cutting foam, and I have tried a number of things that have failed, and so I thought you might learn from my experience. And if you want to do something like this, I'll show you an easy way to do it. All right, so what a hot wire is: current flows through a wire, gets hot, and slices foam. Recommended from other places that I've looked at online, videos, is a transformer. 12-volt transformer. Didn't work for me. Didn't heat up enough, if it heated up at all. This is a 15 amp. Somebody suggested a 10 amp transformer. It did not work. And so I have myself an automobile charger. And this one is 12 volts. It has 2 amps, 10 amps with a 50 amp boost for starting engines. This works. Okay, so this is what I'm using, is a battery charger, a car battery charger. All right, I put a wire in. Other people have recommended a 24 gauge stainless steel wire. 24 gauge stainless steel wire for me gets red hot like a toaster and breaks. Too hot for the current that I have here. So I tried to regulate the current speed down with a little bit of a, I was getting too hot. So what I did was I came up with a solution, and the solution is a sewing machine pedal. So this is what I'm using to control the heat through my wire, the current that's running through the wire. So items that I need for this project are a car battery charger, a sewing machine pedal, some 1/4 inch bolts with some nuts and washers, and a spring to take out tension in the wire. What's going to happen is, as the wire gets hot, it expands and gets changes its length. And so I don't want this to be slack, so I need something to keep the tension on the wire so that it stays tight. All right, and I have tried other gauges of wire, but what I found that's working for me right now is stainless steel 19 gauge 1 millimeter wire. And I tested that out and found a 1 millimeter stainless steel wire is about 38 thousandths of an inch, 0.038 inches. So this is what I'm using. It's called 302 stainless steel. 302 is just a type of stainless steel, so any stainless steel wire will work. I would not, and this is a hardware store item, Harbor Freight, wherever you want to find. Not very expensive, under $10. The wire I would not recommend is, don't use anything with galvanized coated wire. Galvanized is zinc coating, and it also is poisonous when it gets hot, so, and melts, so don't use any zinc, please. Thinking about poisons and vapors and safety, we're melting plastic. Melting plastic has fumes. Different plastics have different fumes that may be harmful to your body, so be careful. I'm not saying what's safe and what's not, but I want to say that if you are in a situation like this, you should have good airflow, perhaps a fan to keep the, if there's any vapors from you, perhaps a respirator, and you just keep yourself safe. Attached to each of these bolts is a lamp wire. It's cord. One is going to go to one of my terminals of my charger. The other is going to go to one wire from my sewing machine pedal. And then from the sewing machine pedal, it's going to go to the other of the battery charger terminals. This one doesn't really need to be there because I'm just using the tension of the spring to hold this in place. So what I'm doing is I'm going to tighten this up pretty tight. A twist. And now I've got a spring holding tension. I could maybe make it a little tighter. All right, so these are the items I need: a spring, a couple of 1/4-inch bolts, some nuts, some washers. Let's see how this works. And this wire as such. Let me plug this in and we'll show you what we're doing. So what I have is the positive from the battery charger is going to one end of my hot wire. The negative of the battery charger goes into my sewing machine pedal, and the other side of the sewing machine pedal wire is going to the other end of my hot wire. So this is controlling the current. Now, with the sewing machine pedal, I can control how much amperage the current is running through the wire and the amount of heat. If I see the wire getting red hot and I think it needs to cool down, I can ease up on my throttle or my current. Let's see how this works. Okay, turn on the heat. And it is melting through the styrofoam. I don't see the wire turning glowing red at all, so it's not ready to break. The styrofoam is passing over the wire just fine. I have the pedal all the way to the floor. But if I thought that the wire was getting too hot, I would turn it off. Here comes the end of the foam where it's coming out. And look at that. Smooth cut. Just like so. Problem solved. Okay, just to give you an idea of the precision this can be made, let's just try something. I want to put a 1/4-inch lift on this, so I'm essentially lowering. I'm going to cut off this thickness, 1/4 inch, from this foam. Let's see how that works, which I've not done before, but let's see how it goes. What's on the sewing machine pedal? Seems to be melting fine. When I was having wires break, I would see a glowing red before the wire would break on me. This is working pretty good. If you do something like this, I hope you have similar experiences, but these are the solutions I had. I don't want to burn myself when I get to the end, so I'm just going to take work from the back side. Here comes the end. Now would you look at that? Got a 1/4 inch thickness foam. There it is. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to hit subscribe, do so. Leave me some comments if you have any, if you've tried this and you have any successes or failures or comments on how to improve, let me know.